told you I could get you interest rate that's actually 2 percentage points lower than what it is today. Okay, so let's get into this, and it's actually what I'm going to talk today about is a 2-1 buy down. You've probably heard about it. It's kind of a thing right now because of the interest rates. I'm Stacey Christopherson with Coldwell Banker in Farmington, Utah, and team lead of C4 Real Estate Team. We serve all of Northern Utah. And if you guys have any real estate questions, the first link down in the description is a link to my Calendly. So if you click on that, you can book an appointment with us for just a consult. If you want to buy or sell, we can answer all of your questions. You can also follow us on Instagram at C4 Sells Utah, Facebook, and then we also have a website, which is c4sellsutah.com. A 2-1 buy down means the first year of your mortgage payment, you will actually pay 2 percentage points less than the current interest rate. So for example, if today's interest rate is 6.5%, the first year you would pay 4.5% interest. The second year, it goes up 1%, so you'd be paying 5.5%. And then the third year, you'd be back to current rates at the 6.5%. Well, how does this work? It's an upfront fee when you purchase the home, and it's in the form of interest points, mortgage points, which you can always pay for when you purchase a mortgage to buy down your rate. It's around 2.5% of your loan amount. I just had some buyers, and my lender helped me price this out for them because we were wondering how much the 2-1 buy down would cost. So the sales price of the home was $565,000 with a 20% down payment, which came out to $113,000. Their actual loan amount was $452,000. Now, of course, they have amazing credit. So all of this plays into it, but this is just kind of a basic overview of how this works. So you have a loan amount of $452,000 at 6.5%, which was the going rate the day I got these numbers. Without a 2-1 buy down, their monthly mortgage payment was going to be $3,246. Now, with the 2-1 buy down, that $10,287,000 that went into an escrow account, what it does is it reduces their interest rate that first year of their mortgage payment to 4.5%, which actually changed their payment to $2,680 a month. And then the second year, their interest rate would be 5.5%, and their payment went up to $2,870. And then again, the third year, you're back up to what it would have been without the 2-1 buy down at the $3,246. But they saved that first year $600 a month with the interest rate being 2% lower. The beautiful thing about the 2-1 buy down is if interest rates actually drop lower, you can refinance and lock in for 30 years to say a 4.5% interest rate. And so you have to make your first 6 months payments and then you can refinance. But with this 2-1 buy down, that still applies. If you're at 4.5% for that first year and the rates go below that, you can refinance and save yourself even more money, and then you can lock into that rate too for the next 30 years as well. Now, when you refinance, there are closing costs associated with that, just like any loan. The beautiful thing about the 2-1 buy down is you have this $10,287 that you collected at closing. Well, you didn't collect it. You paid for the 2-1 buy down. Well, that goes into an escrow account. Should you refinance before all of those funds are used up, those funds can be used for your closing costs on the refinance. It's awesome. Now, here's the other good news. Sellers with rising inventory, more competition for sellers, because buyers are kind of on the fence right now because of interest rates, are willing to contribute some or all of the funds for a buy down. A couple more things to consider. The 2-1 buy down is completely separate from your closing costs. Those are in addition to this fee. So for example, my clients, their total closing costs were going to be another $7,000. So they were looking at about $18,000 for the 2-1 buy down and their closing costs. However, if the seller was willing to pay the $10,287 for the 2-1 buy down, they were only going to have to come in with $7,000 for closing costs. So with sellers being more willing to contribute towards closing costs, right now, the 2-1 buy down is an amazing option. Let's run numbers for you. Let's see what you can afford at the current interest rates, because that is absolutely a consideration. And then let's talk to the listing agent of the house that you love. See if the sellers are willing to give you some 2-1 buy down fees. And then let's recrunch numbers. I think you'd be super surprised how many sellers are doing it right now. Now, as a buyer, if you just want to do it, you can pay for it too. You got to kind of do the math and go, okay, $600 a month, how many months do I have to do that to pay myself back? So maybe it's not in your best interest, but those are all things that we can sit down, talk about. We sit down with the lender, talk about it, crunch numbers for you. Again, affordability is huge when you're purchasing a home. So if you have any questions about the 2-1 buy down or anything else related to real estate or just living in Northern Utah, comment below. If you've used a 2-1 buy down, had a great or not great experience, comment below. Would love to hear about it and talk to you about it. And then again, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to join our growing community and click that Calendly link. Actually, you have to copy and paste it into the browser. But do that and let's set up a time to chat and get together and just talk numbers and talk real estate. See you next week.